kailangan natin upang mabigyan tayo ng lakas at klarong paninindigan mula ng iba, kundi tayo tatayo at sumulong. Hindi na babago yung buhay natin at iiyak ang langit gaya ng ginagawa niya ngayon. Mga kapatid, sulong tayo. Huwag tayo magpatalo. Kasama natin ang Diyos. Ito si Nicanor Perlas, ang lingkod nyo sa COVID call to humanity. Abagan ang susunod. Good evening, good day to all around the world who are now listening to COVID Call to Humanity Public Seminar Series. This is going to be a quite complicated episode because there are so many global developments taking place all at the same time where we can really see in full view the agenda of the New World Order playing out. Okay, so this is the reason for the title of this episode. Okay. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. Okay. So the title of episode 62 is, we're going to continue now with part 3 of our I'm just adjusting the size of this thing. There you go. Okay. The proof that the New World Order controls the world, we're now in part 3, and it's very interesting that this part 3 totally coincides with the topic of our transmission tonight. It was unplanned, but somehow world developments converge to make it really appropriate to see what this part 3 is all about. And I will give a background to that, a kind of summary before we proceed. And then so the major part of this, the New World Order summits roll out it's amazing, just this week, almost all of this simultaneously. Permanent lockdowns, or they're planning to do that again. They're announcing it. Vaccinations, digital IDs and passports, climate, of course, they don't call it climate tyranny, but there will be climate lockdowns, carbon trackers, and all of that, digital currency. All of this happened. We know all about that, but the way they're rolling it out this week is very significant. And then just also this week, the world narrowly entered into nuclear war. In the context of Ukraine, there was a false flag there that was stopped in time. Meanwhile, as all of these events come rolling out, more and more human beings around the world are being awakened to the fact that we are now living in the age of the dictatorship of the New World Order. It's not something, as I already said several months ago, that's coming. It's here, it's playing out, it's in full display, especially this week. It's almost shocking, the arrogance. But at the same time, the more they do that, the more people awaken. They now know that what is being discussed here is a reality. Okay, now, so I'm going to change the order. This is our framework for all of our public seminar series. Usually we look at the bottom. Usually the COVID, the Ukraine, the Great Resets. That's the phenomena that we encounter in the world. And then we begin to understand that what's creating them are the kind of institutions that are rolling them out. And one institution, especially the media. behind all of that is the New World Order with a specific worldview, which they try to indoctrinate on human beings. And at the same time, we have the power when we wake up to actually change this indoctrination because we are free human beings. Now, because the events this week are all about the New World Order, basically, there's still a lot happening, but now they're all happening in the context of the New World Order, which is very exposed and involves summits. You have the summit in the G20 in Indonesia, in Bali, Indonesia, the Climate Conference of Party 27 or COP 27, COP 27 in Egypt, for example, and then you've got global scandals also rolling out at the same time. I'm referring to the FTX cryptocurrency that's also being exposed here and is connected to everything we're discussing. It's all happening this week. So that's why this is very helpful. Otherwise, it's very difficult to organize the information. Now, so we will begin with the New World Order. Now, in this context, we actually saw this the last time, and we're in part 3. So I will start this since we finished the first 2 parts. The first part, the first 20 minutes of this, we saw that 2 corporations basically control the world. Vanguard and BlackRock basically run the entire global economy and controls practically everything. The pharma, big pharma, the media, and all of that stuff. And then in part 2, we saw the media, how it actually is distorted to control the perception of humanity about certain world events so that people are predisposed to actually believe the lies of the New World Order. So in this portion, we're now going to take a look at the New World Order itself, the actors there, the people who are actually involved. Okay, and here we go. Oops, we stop there with Napoleon making the statement, the power of journalism.
Okay, I realize this was a lot of information to process. Believe me, I've made it as short as possible, and I've only used those examples that seem necessary to show you the overall picture so you can understand the current situation better. It is an all-encompassing topic and change our view on many historical events, but my goal is to inform you about the danger in which we presently find ourselves. There will be enough time for us to delve into the past, so let's talk about the current events now. The elite that control every aspect of our lives, up to the information that we receive, depends on an unimaginably coordinated collaboration to keep all the different industries on Earth connected to each other, in order to ensure they all work in the elite's interests. This happens at the World Economic Forum, one of the most important organizations in the world. At its annual meeting in Davos, the CEOs of the largest companies on Earth gather along with heads of state, politicians, and other influential individuals and organizations like UNICEF and Greenpeace. Serving on the board of trustees are former US Vice President and climate change guru Al Gore, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, the President of the European Central Bank Christine Lagarde, the Director of CERN Fabiola Gianotti, the Queen of Jordan, the Director of the International Committee of the Red Cross Peter Maurer, and many other politicians and CEOs of the world's most influential companies. According to the WEF's official website, their annual membership fee ranges between 53,000 and 530,000 euros. But according to the WEF's year reports, around 71% of their total budget comes from its partners, who in this way pay for the membership of young politicians who cannot afford their own fee. Wikipedia reports the following. According to critics, The WEF is a business forum where the wealthiest companies can negotiate deals with other companies or with politicians. The purpose of the WEF for many of the participants would be personal gain instead of solving global problems. I don't like to make assumptions, but would there be so many problems on Earth if the key industry leaders, bankers, and politicians since 1971 had gathered annually to solve our world's problems? Is it not strange that the world's leading environmental organizations have been meeting for 50 years with the CEOs of the most heavily polluting corporations, while things just keep getting worse for our natural world? That these critics of the WEF are right soon becomes clear when we look at who the most important partners are. It accounts for almost 71% of the WEF's budget. There are BlackRock, the Open Society Foundations,
The Soros,
the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and many other large corporations of whom Vanguard and BlackRock own the shares directly or indirectly. The president and founder of the WEF is Klaus Schwab, a German professor and businessman. In his book, The Great Reset, he describes in detail the plans of his organization. The coronavirus, according to him, is the excellent opportunity to literally reset our society in every regard. He calls this Build Back Better, and this slogan seems to be the motto of all globalist politicians in the world.
And it's now a historical moment, a crucial moment to rebuild the future, to reset our policies.
Of course, we also want to work together on building back better.
I said we're going to build back better.
It's certainly a major crisis, but it also offers us a unique opportunity.
We must use this historical opportunity. Together we can turn a crisis into an opportunity.
But this global pandemic has also created an opportunity to build back better.
Build back better later.
But also to build back better.
Build back a better world.
Build back better
We can't just build back, we got to build back better.
and achieve the sustainable development.
Climate action is an essential part of that.
According to Schwab, our old society should be exchanged for a new one, in which countries give up their sovereignty to an all-encompassing world government,
There you
in
go.
which people own nothing but work for the state,
World
in
government.
exchange for their housing, healthcare, and all their other basic needs. All of this is necessary, according to the WEF, because our modern consumer society, which the elite themselves imposed on us, can't keep going as it is. It's no longer sustainable. Schwab says in his book that we will never return to the old normal. The WEF published a video that makes it clear that in 2030 we will own nothing, but we will be happy.
D printed organs, 3D printed meat.
You've probably heard some talk about the New World Order. Media wants us to believe that this is a topic for conspiracy theorists, although it has been talked about for generations by presidents such as George Bush Sr., Nelson Mandela, and Bill Clinton.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.